Okay, so let's look at the information here that's given to us in the question. So we got John Q. Citizen as a following concerning his 2019 income and deduction. So let's just think about these amounts. Okay, employment income is 60,000 and registered pension plan income is 15,000. So to me, what section of the tax return am I dealing with? Well, I got to put these amounts in the total income amount, total income section of the return. Okay, and that's right here. I guess I could further back up too if I really wanted to, and just for fun, let's put in some of the information about the taxpayer. So we have John is his first name, and Citizen is his last name. Time on that. But let's go back. Let's go down here. Or information about our spouse. Well, let's put in our spouse's name. Does our spouse have a name in the question? She does now. Queen of Canada. She's married to the Queen of Canada, and her net income is 0, I believe. And the question says John's wife has no income, but I'm not too concerned about that. Let's go down to total income. So we know 60,000 is employment income, and we have registered pension plan income. So I'm going to put, so none of this applies until we get to other pensions and superannuation. Well, that's 15,000. That's what I have there. Okay. And this also says that the problem says this is our net income. So what does that tell me? It tells me that that's all I have for total income. And then when I do these deductions, there are no deductions. It's 0. So I'm gonna take 75,000, put it there, enter your total income from 15,000 from the previous page. Well, that 15,000 here is 75,000. The problem tells me I have no further deductions, and I've got 75,000. Okay, nothing here, 75,000. Okay, so let's scroll down here. The problem says I've got non-capital losses, so that makes our taxable income equal 74,000. So where do I put non-capital losses? Non-capital losses, I put here 1,000. Okay. I have 1,000 of deductions. So I have 74,000 taxable income. All right, so they give us some check numbers. We have 74,000 taxable income. So we've taken care of all these steps. So step 1, 2, 3, 4 in the question. Now we're going to get to step 5. John was 70 years old. Okay, so that step 5 are going to be our calculation of tax credits. So everybody gets the basic amount. So 12,069. And then age amount. If you were born in 1954 or earlier, complete the worksheet for the return. So in our question, this person is 70 years old. And well, if I want to do a super quick calculation, 2019 minus 70. So born in 1949, born before 1954. So then we're going to go to the worksheet to calculate the age amount. So let's go open up that worksheet. The maximum that you can claim is 7,494, but then we have a deduction here. So what do we put in here? See, once again, just remember how I said the net income is used for a lot of the tax credits. So we're going to take our net income, 75,000. So not our taxable income, but our net income, not our total income, net income, right? There's like those three kinds of incomes, right, that you calculate in the previous steps. So what is going to be our amount here? So 75,000 minus a base of 37,790. So if you can earn up to this amount and not have any deduction from your age tax credit, but we're going to have $37,210 amount of line 4 by times 15%. So this amount times 0.15 is $5,581.50. And the difference, we get $1,912.50 as age amount. Okay, so let's take that amount and put it in our tax return, $1,912.50. Okay, spouse or common law partner amount, complete Schedule 5. Okay, let's open Schedule 5 then. Our marriage status didn't change, so we leave this alone. Don't put anything in there. So our base amount, $12,069. We're not entitled for any disability credits, so okay, spouse or common law partner's net income is 0. So a spouse or common law partner amount is $12,069. John's wife has no income and is also 70 years old. What does that mean? That mean to me right there, if she has no income and is 70, that means she also gets the age amount, and the age amount is one of the amounts that we can transfer from our spouse. So we want to know whenever our spouse is older and is the lower income earner, we want to consider not whether we can take some of their tax credits and put it on our tax return to reduce our taxes owing, because they can't use those tax credits anyways. So let's open up Schedule 2. Remember, age amount we can transfer over. So if our spouse or common law partner is 65 years old or older in 2019, they are. If their net income is 37,790 or less, enter 7,494. This is the Canada caregiver amount for infirm children under 18 years of age. Our spouse is not claiming that. We don't have that situation. Our spouse doesn't have a pension amount. So we enter the amount from line 31400 of their return. Disability amount, that's the disability amount that they could be eligible for, but they don't have a disability, so that's not applicable to this question. Tuition amount, not applicable either. And so we're at 7,494. Section here. I guess we can fill this part in. Enter the amount of their taxable income from line 26,000 in the return. So that's 0. Enter the total of lines 30,000 to 31,300 plus line 11 of their Schedule 11. Okay, well, this is just basically their tax credits. Okay, and we're going to say that they get the basic personal amount. This is the 12,069. Zero minus this amount is 0. Push the 0 over to the right. Line 6 minus line 9. Okay, That's 7,494. $7,494. Okay, so at this point, dealt with John's wife being 70. John's employment paycheck, he indicated he had 2,564 in CPP and 836 in EI. Let's go down these tax credits. We'll fill in 0 for the ones that we have no information for. So Canada caregiver amount, we don't have that. Canada, okay, that's all disability and dependence. Base CPP or QPP contributions. So 2,564 and 836 for EI. Yeah, 836. Okay, we don't have self-employed EI. We don't have self-employed CPP. We have we don't have volunteer firefighters amount. Search and rescue, no. Canada employment amount. So enter 1,222 or the total of your employment income you reported on lines 10,100 and 10,400, whichever is less. So that's going to be 1,222 for us. Okay, let's go look at 10,100 and 400. 10,100 is 60,000. And 10,400 is 0. Oops. This one right here. Total of employment income reported on lines 10,100 and 10,400. So these total together, or 1,222, whichever is less. 1,222 is the least. Home buyers amount, we don't have, and this question doesn't have any purchased home. Home accessibility expense, none. Adoption expenses, none. Pension income amount, complete the worksheet for the return. So we do have a pension, we do have pension earnings, so we're going to complete the worksheet for the return for the pension income amount. So I'm going to go to the pension income amount. So I may be able to claim up to $2,000 if I reported pensionable income, superannuation, or annuity payments on lines 11,500. Well, on 11,500, I put $15,000, if you recall. So let's go to 11,500 and just view that. Okay, here's my amount from 11,500, 15,000. So I'm gonna go back to the worksheet here. So no foreign pension income, income from U.S. individual retirement account, nope. Amounts from RIF, RPP included in 11,500. There were no RIFs or PRPP and transfer to an RSP or RIF or PRPP, none of that. So that would reduce our pension income here if we did, but we don't have any amounts, so we push 0 over to the right. We net this, so it's 15,000. Okay, annuity payments from line 12,900 of your return. We didn't have this on box 16 of our T4 RSP slip, so there's none there. So this equals 15,000. Okay, so enter 2,000 on line 31,400 of your return, or the amount on line A, whichever is less. So we're going to put 2,000 on line 31,400 of our return. Okay, so at this point, we don't have, we'll just scroll through these. Disability amount transferred from a dependent. Nope. Don't have either of those. Interest paid on student loans. Nope. They didn't. They decided not to go back to school in their 70s. And who knows? Maybe some of us will be going back to school when we're 70. Tuition amount transferred from a child. None of that either. And we didn't have medical expenses. So this whole section here is just all zeros or can be ignored. But just so that I know that I looked at it, I'm going to put something in there. Push that over to the right. Now I can add all of these amounts up and then multiply it by 15%. Okay, so bring up our calculator here. Zero it out. 12069 plus 1912.5 plus 12069 plus 2564 plus 836 plus 1222 plus 2000 plus 7494. Okay. Oops, I put it in the wrong spot. Oh, 40, 166.5. There we go. Okay, times 0.15 is 6,024 point. It's round it. Okay, so now we have one more thing to look at for this step 5, and that's the donations and gifts. So let's see if we have any of that. Any question? John made a $750 donation to the Canadian Cancer Society. So donations and gifts will be Schedule 9. So let's open up that schedule. So donations made to registered charities, we're going to go 750. Donations made to government bodies, 0. Universities, 0. United Nations, 0. $750. Enter our net income, 75,000. And we want to know what our maximum contribution is. We donated quite a bit less than our maximum contribution. So, but still, let's just go through the exercise of filling out the form. The software will, if we use software, about 75,000 times 0.75. Maximum contributions for the year is 56,250. Gifts. More gifts. Didn't do any gifts. Add lines 8 and 9. So what is this saying here though? If line 5 is less than line 7, enter the amount from line 5 on line 13 below. Okay, well, we can do that then. So line 5 goes to line 13. I'm just going to do that, 750. Eligible amount of cultural ecological gifts. This is 0. 750. Then it says enters 200 here, or from enter 200 or the amount from line 15, whichever is less. So it's going to be 200 and 500. We end up with a $550 here. Okay, so why did they make us do that? Why did they make us subtract 200 from $750? Well, it comes into play down here. And this amount, so I'm going to put the amount from line 17. That's 550. And then this says total of your donations made before 2016 included on 5 and 14. Whatever donations amounts you don't use to reduce your taxes, you can carry them forward to a future year. So you can carry forward 5 years worth of those unused donation amounts. Okay, so our question doesn't have previous donations. Okay, and line 18 minus line 19. 50. Enter the amount from line 16 or 19, whichever is less. Okay, 200. And 21, 750. Enter my taxable income. Well, this is 75. This is we can put that put these numbers in, but the result is going to be we are not going to have any donations for the higher tax credit amount. So if you did not complete lines 18 to 25, enter 0. Otherwise, enter the amount from line 22 or line 25, whichever is less. 22 or 25, whichever is less. So even if you do this section, you end up with 0. But you don't have to do this section because it says if your taxable income is less than 210,371, enter 0 on line 26. We can skip all this. But let's go to here. If you did not complete lines 18 to 27, which we could say we didn't, enter the amount from line 17. Otherwise, enter the result of line 17 minus line 26. So this is 17 is 550. I'm going to put that here. And so 550 multiplied by 0.29 equals 159.50. And I put the amount from line 16 here, which is my 200. So donations up to 200 are going to get 15% tax credit. So that which is $30. Okay, so we get 189.50 as a tax credit. So I can take 189.50 and put this on our tax return under the donations and gifts. 6025 plus. All right, so now let's put our income into the tax bracket that we have here. So our income is our taxable income, 75,000. 75,000 minus 47,630 times our marginal tax rate, 20.5. Yeah, there we go. 5,610.85. Oops, I put that in the wrong spot. 5,000. 75,000 minus 47,630. 27,000. There. Times 0.205 is 5,610.85 plus 7,145 equals 12,755.85. Great. Okay, so we'll just continue on with this form. Enter the amount from line 42. So this is line 42 here. And we're going to put 12,755.85 $755.85. Okay, we didn't have anything on line 44. So we have 12,755.85. Okay, push this amount over to the right. Enter your total federal non-refundable tax credits. Okay, that is $6,214.50. Federal dividend tax credit. So we don't have that. The question could have that, and this is where we'd put our federal dividend tax credit. You might have noticed, so you may have noticed that the federal dividend tax credit isn't being put in where the other tax credits go. In step 5, that would go here if we had one. I'll cover this amount in the course. I add these lines up, 6,214.5. Push this amount over, 6,214.5. I don't think my 4 buttons working very good. Line 45 minus line 49. So that's these would be our line 42 taxes minus our tax credits. Minus 6,214.5 equals 6541.35. We don't have foreign tax credits. 6514.35. Total federal political contributions. Do we have that in the problem? John made a contribution of $500 to the Federal Green Liberal Conservative Party, the Green Liberal Conservatives. I wish that was a real thing. That would be great. Okay, our federal political contribution tax credit, we have to complete the worksheet to calculate that. Federal political contribution tax credit. So what we do is we take our $500 and put it in the bracket that it belongs, and it belongs in more than 400 but less than 750. So our credit's going to be 500 minus 400 equals 100 times 50% is $50 plus $300 is $350. And we put this on line 41,000 of our tax return. 350. Maximum would be 650. Just a note. No investment tax credit. Nothing for this, not in the question, not a part of our course. Okay. Just putting zeros in after I look at something, even if there's nothing to consider really. So line 52 minus line 57. So 6,514.35. Canada Workers Benefit advance payments received. Nope, not in the question. Special taxes. Don't have that. Net federal tax. 6,514.35. Net federal tax. All right. 6,514.35. CPP contributions payable on self-employment. We weren't self-employed, so we're not going to owe any of that. We're not self-employed and made the election to pay EI, so we don't have that. Social benefit, not a part of our course. Provincial or territorial tax. In real life, we more than likely would, but that's where you would put it once you calculate the provincial taxes. Not covered in our course. And the provincial taxes essentially most of the time mirror the federal method. They use different rates, and they might have different tax credits. For instance, Saskatchewan still has the child tax credit, not to be confused with the child tax benefit, but the child tax credit they still have, whereas the federal government does not. So I'm just gonna put 0 there. Total income tax deducted. So the note 6 says income tax remitted. So we already remitted $11,000, probably most likely off of our T4 slip. So I'm going to put that in there. Okay. And I'll just make a brief mention of CPP and EI overpayments. Many times people have more than one job, and the employers don't obviously know when you've reached your CPP or EI limit, so you might pay more. So that's possible. We don't have that situation here, but if you did pay too much, you would get refunded here. Okay, climate action incentive. Let's bring up Schedule 14 just for fun, though. I think we should take a look at this. Hey, accounting students. At this point in the video, I did take a look at the climate action incentive and Canada Worker benefit. But I am going to put that in a different video, and then we can end this tax return quite quickly. So take a look at the other video if you want to look at those deductions. So that's the Canada Workers benefit. And I'm not going to go over, these other ones would be outside of the scope of our course here, but I did want to just take a look at that reduction in taxes just because it's new this year. So why not take a look at it? So these are our total credits, 11,000. Add lines, these lines up here. Okay, refund or balance owing. So we owed, oh, sorry, 11,000 plus 667.70. Okay, so we're in a refund position here because we have a negative. So we have 6,514.23 minus 11,667.70. So we have a refund of 5,153.47. Okay, and so we're going to put this in the refund column. And that takes care of us doing this tax return for John Q. Citizen. Okay, so relatively simple and straightforward little tax return to do here. We just had some new tax credits to take a look at, and I didn't mind taking a look at that with you, but it's most likely that the assignments that I'm giving you are not going to have climate action incentive and the Canada Workers benefit, which is newer amount to reduce your taxes. Okay, so that's basically it for the videos that I'm going to make for you guys. I'm going to post the assignment for you to do for the end of the week, and then next week you're going to have another assignment due instead of a final exam. So I'll be making that one for you as well. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a great afternoon.